your side, 'cause I can't help but confuse the things you want me to do for what I wanna accomplish in life. 29, I'm thinking I'm no good for you, you're no good for me. There's a better way. Why is it so hard to put you into the past? It's a matter of time. We both know this will never last. We were both 21. Our only motive was fun, but then we loaded that gun, trampled on what was young, and it just occurred to me that I've been wasting away. I think I'm finally good to move on, right or wrong. Why is it so hard to put you into the past? It's a matter of time. We both know this will never last. Silly me, silly you, we were thinking. Found the ground, but we're hanging from the ceiling. How do I make it back? In the background, got to move on now. Stuck in the background, got to move on. Why is it so hard to put you into the past? Why is it so hard to put you into the past? It's a matter of time. We both know this will never last. Silly me, silly you, we were thinking. Found the ground, but we're hanging from the ceiling. How do I make it back?
You are looking live at Gloria H. Snyder Stadium, the blue turf, right here in Paris, Episcopal. The campus, beautiful campus of Paris Episcopal in North Dallas or Addison, whichever you feel like calling it. Class B semifinal, another one, getting ready to match up. We got Highland Park, Gold Squad. They're going to take on the Keller Indians. The winner of this game, they will take on the Jesuit B Squad over at Highland Park tomorrow afternoon. That game is scheduled high noon. My name is Matthew Bryce. I will have your play-by-play. Rick Cannon, he will be your wonderful color commentary guy.
Yes, sir, I
Ladies and
will.
gentlemen,
It's a pleasure to be here with you, Matthew.
And we're going to take a quick moment as we listen to the national anthem. back again to Game One Sports Network. Highland Park Gold versus Keller. We're about to get underway right here on the campus of Parish Episcopal School, right here in Addison or North Dallas. Again, whichever one you want to call it, Brett.
Yep, Parish Episcopal School doing a great job this weekend hosting THSLL. Just beautiful facilities here at Parish. We're looking at Gloria Snyder Stadium. They've got the blue turf. Really, really good football players go to this school and play for Novikov. They've got a great basketball program. Lacrosse program is on the rise. You heard it here first. I'm looking at the blue turf over there as well for the baseball field. Everything's blue. A lot of blue here. A lot of blue Panther pride for Parish. But we're not here to talk about Parish, are we? We're here to talk about the Keller Indians versus Highland Park Scots Gold. And both these teams have had amazing seasons.
And the Scots and the Indians getting ready to meet at midfield. And
out of all the teams I've seen this season, I have not seen a team roll deeper than Keller. I mean, look at that bench. It is like a full-fledged village of lacrosse players. There's got to be 50 guys on this team easily. It looks like a D2 college in Florida roster. Looks like St. Leo out here. But I'm very impressed with both these teams. While I was coaching for Parish, I got to go down to Highlander and play the Scots Gold team. Very well coached. A lot of talent on that young squad. But Keller is just as good, if not better, and we're going to find out who's top dog today as these teams look for a shot at Jesuit B in the Class B state championship game. Justin Anderson coaches for Keller. He played at UNC from Utah, was an All-American, plays professional lacrosse in the summers in the PLL for the Denver Outlaws. He is a great guy and a fantastic lacrosse player. Super excited to see what happens here.
And at the edge, we go. Keller coming away with that one. That's Owen Bright, the senior. And Bright going to get over to Hudson Briggs. Briggs over to Andrews momentarily. That's Doyle wearing number 24 for Keller. In his hip pocket is number 29, Luke Reuter, the sophomore for Highland Park.
Look at Doyle. That's a big guy.
Doyle, a very big kid, probably standing about 6'4" and about a good 220.
Easy. I think I saw something online. I think he's going to a state school, maybe an SEC school. Somebody tell me who that is. He might be going to Tennessee. Hopefully he'll play club lacrosse there. They'd be lucky to have him. Some other guys from this squad that are going to play. Got a couple of guys going to play club ball at OU. Great program out there. They had a 11-win season this year. And then number 96, Wycombe, he was committed to Limestone, but unfortunately the legendary Limestone University, many D2 national championships, has folded recently. So if you're a coach watching this, number 96 is up for grabs, and he is a baller.
And Zilke had to go have a seat in the penalty box for about 30 seconds. They got to pour a hole. A shot behind the back, and he just missed. That was Drilling, number 21.
Drilling tries to go around the world. Almost connects. Check out this replay. Not quite behind the back because he's going around the shoulder. You don't see around the worlds too often, and he almost landed it.
And Holdridge, number 68, he drew the penalty. They got another Holdridge in the game, number 37. And the Indians trying to cash in on this power play. And the penalty has been killed. And Keller still looking to get on the board. Wonderful move, high and wide. That was Luke Andrews with the shot to Keller. Keller in all white, white helmet, white jersey and shorts. Highland Park in all navy. Navy helmet with a gold stripe. Navy jersey and navy shorts. And there's Keller. Holdridge's shot wide. Just missed it. And Andrews going to, with possession. 3 seconds and ticking, trying to get a shot off. And you got a shot clock violation. But Highland Park had possession already. And here come the Scots. Davis Buckloy. Buckloy, the sophomore midi. Zilke out of the box.
Hey, this is me.
Scots going to take their time as they go to set up the offense. Benton Gordon, number 9, subbing in. And we do have more subs coming in for HP. That's number 28. Excuse me, number 38. Grady Gearing. Gearing on the move. And he's getting it back to Harbison Woods. Harbison. Number 6. Over to Benton Gordon. And Gordon getting to Gray. Corbin Gray. Gray tried to get it to Gersten Hyber. Andrew Gersten Hyber, number 2, could not control. Holdridge. Looks to be one of the Holdridge brothers, number 37. We have their last names. We do not, if we have first name edition, we do not have their full name. And that's Rex Holdridge, number 37. And then number 68, Ty Holdridge. I know the Holdridge family, they are probably watching and listening. We want to make sure we get that right as we do all the names for everyone on this Keller and Highland Park team. Mason Doyle, number 24, the big man. That was a shot just wide. Landon Drilling just missed it. Stephen Head, the goalie, he gets the start between the pipes for Highland Park. Highland Park does not have a shot on goal yet, but we may see one come here.
Smart play to just pull that out.
Woods Harbison, number 6. Not rushing that one. They're going to take their time. Benton Gordon with control. Scott subs some guys in. Corbin Gray comes back in. And there's 38. Grady Gearing also back in. Here come the Scots. Working their way towards the net. Nothing doing. Keller defense showing up. And that's going to go to Keller. Pack field. The junior midi getting in on some defense. And we say thank you to the Keller parent who came up and gave us another roster, gave us an updated roster. Big shout out to that. And there's 68, Ty Holdridge. Holdridge working on the shot, tries to bounce that one in. No sir, Stephen Head with the kick save, the sophomore. For HP. Keller retains. Here come the Indians. And that's going to go over to Highland Park. The Scots get on the move. That's John McHugh, number 12.
Keller will get possession here.
And Keller with possession. And they go quick. The Indians with an opportunity. The Scots playing some good defense, though.
Big hits coming in. Way to maintain possession. That's Holdridge.
Rex Holdridge, number 37, and the shot off the pipe.
Smacks the pipe.
Landon Drilling just missing.
Landon Drilling has got some smoke coming out of his stick after that one.
And here come the Scots. The Indians, excuse me. These teams share the same colors ultimately. A shot in the goal. Wow, he smoked that one. Number 24, Big Mason Doyle. Dialing the heat up and bringing the power.
I really like this take from Mason Doyle because he didn't even think he was going to be taking it initially. If we watch his dodge right here, he splits to his right, and there's a subtle hesitation. He's pulling it out, and then he sees, oh, wait a second, I have a little bit of room. He crashes. That is a sneaky bouncer that squeaks its way into the net. We don't care how the goals get scored. As long as it crosses the threshold and or hits the net, and then the net goes past the threshold, plus the ball, it is a goal.
Mason Doyle putting Keller up 1-0 as we approach 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go in this first period. Some good defense on display. Oh,
wow. So the hold is what the initial penalty was, but then when he was on the floor, he wound up and whacked him.
Oh,
so we got 2 penalties right there. I'm interested to see what they're going to say. I've got a ref here in the booth with us, so he's definitely helping us out a little bit.
Well, Pax Fields, number 8.
I want to see if he saw the same thing I did. Yeah, it's a hold that takes him to the ground, right? And then it's the same player right here. Check this out. He gets underneath his elbow, puts him to the ground, so that's the hold. And then there, where he connects with a little bit of that cascade, that's Keller. When you get that second penalty.
That's Pax Fields, number 8, with all the dip on his tip.
So I think he's going to be locked in for 30 seconds each or for 30 seconds for the first one. And then in 1 minute. So it's a 30 seconds for the first. Oh, wow!
That's Highland Park. That's Miller Merritt, the freshman, bouncing it off the pole and then bouncing it back between the pipes to tie it up for the Scots. We're tied up at 1-5-22.
So this is interesting, right? He takes a beautiful shot with his left hand, just a sliver of space. It nails the pipe and then hits the Keller goalie's helmet and goes right back into the cage. Very unfortunate for Keller.
Right off
but
the side
shooters shoot. And it's like I said earlier, as long as it gets there, it gets there. That's a great shot by Miller.
A goal is a goal.
Keller goosing it out to space. Winning this draw, maybe getting goosed again. Here comes Doyle with a shot at it. Picked up by HP. Scots are on the move, but not without some pressure.
Thomas Brainer of HP, he had it for a moment. Keller gets it back. There's Hudson Briggs, number 4, getting in on the action. Briggs has been active, as has number 3, Owen Bright. And Mason Doyle with the lone goal for Keller. All tied at 1. Mason Doyle with 1 for Keller. Miller Merritt with 1 for HP. And look at the great defense by Keller displayed by number 28, Jacob Carlson. Carlson still getting after it. And that's
gritty play here.
And here come the Indians.
Thought about taking that shot.
Luke Andrews, good idea to slow it down.
He was about 11 yards out, so it's probably best to just get your personnel in there, make it 6-on-6, and run some of your sets as he looks to invert, immediately doubled.
But the Indians still with possession. There's Hudson Briggs, number 4. There's Doyle again. Doyle. And there is one of the brothers. That's Holdridge. It's Ty Holdridge, number 68. Rex is also in the game wearing number 37. And here comes the Scots. That's some great defense on display for Keller. Kai Fields, number 71. Getting in on the action, shadowing Woods Harbison. Controlled by Grady Gearing of Highland Park, number 38. Waits on his man Corbin Gray to sub in. Gets it over to Gray, and Gray is going to get it right back to Gearing. Gearing's going to take his time. He does have a Keller defender staring him in the face. It's Harbison. Scott trying to work themselves open for a goal and nothing doing.
Just a little high on that pass. Results in a turnover. Keller's going to look to clear.
Keller clears it. And here comes Harbison. That's, Ty Holdridge, number 68. Mason Doyle controlled. Getting close to 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Keller want to reclaim the lead as they started out with. Graham Kaler in the game. There's Luke Andrews, number 11. Andrews trying to make a move. And some great defense by Thomas Brainerd, the freshman. There's a shot. Go. Kick away.
Beautiful, beautiful save.
Stephen Head. Great goalie play on display for Highland Park so far. As we are below 2 minutes now. And we got Scott's on the move. Hayes Hammock. Hammock winded up. Fires. Goal. And Hayes Hammock, the freshman midi, firing up some heat to give the Scots a 2-1 lead, Rhett.
And I love that shot from Hayes. You know, I think his MO is he's a little bit more of a defensive guy. I can kind of tell by the way he's wearing his elbow pads and but from the fact that he was in transition. He said, you know what? I got time. I got space. I'm letting this one go. If I miss, I miss. But guess what? I don't. Great shot by number 8, putting his boys in the lead.
Keller gave Hammock all the space and the opportunity, and he made them pay. As we head back to the X now. Spencer Woolery, the junior Fogo, winning that face-off for Highland Park. And the Scots with some momentum, wanting to build on that momentum. Oh, look at the footwork. Nice, and the beautiful feed. But Keller getting back on defense. Playing defense, that's Colton Smelts, the sophomore, long stick midi for Keller, getting in on the action. Scott, slow it down. Approaching about 45 seconds and ticking on the shot clock. They want to get themselves a good shot. They're not rushing anything. But Benton Gordon on his horse, Benton Gordon just wide of the net. Possession Keller. And we got another great turnout from the parents of both Highland Park and Keller. But here come the Indians on the move. Shot denied. Head.
A ride. Relentless Indian ride.
Here comes Indians.
Pushing the back. That'll stay with White. Keller ball.
And Luke Reuter, the big sophomore, playing some good defense for Highland Park. The Keller with possession. The Indians, they want to tie this back up as we are less than 20 seconds to go before the first period ends. Keller on the move. Landon Drilling, number 21, getting it over to his guy, number 37, Rex Holdridge, the freshman midi. Holdridge, the freshman midi, just wide. And he dialed up some good heat, but he was denied at the net. There he is, big man, shot just wide. And that's going to end the first period. Mason Doyle with the goal already for Keller. Just missed it. As we get ready to head to the second quarter. Highland Park 2, Keller 1. We will return to game on in just a moment.
For over a century, we've been financing the American dream for those who dare to chase it. The job creators, the economic stimulators, the relentless entrepreneurs that refuse to be denied. For this we know, fortune favors the bold. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912. It's not the critic who counts. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, who strives valiantly so that his place shall never be what those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Since the beginning of time, fortune has favored the bold, and for over a century, we've been honored to bank them. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
Back on the campus of Parents Episcopal School at Gloria H. Snyder Stadium. When we start the second period, Highland Park leads Keller 2-1. And Highland Park coming away with that face-off momentarily, but Keller gets it. The Indians on the move. That's Pax Fields, number 8. Fields has been very, very active today. Good execution on the pass. Mason Doyle denied. Stephen Head, the goalie for Highland Park. Red, I got to tell you, these goalies have showed up to play today.
So have the pipes, to be honest. A lot of ringings of the pipes here at Gloria Snyder Field. Gloria Snyder Stadium, pardon me. I think the field has a different name.
In all games, we're in game 4 of 4 today. And we have seen some goalie play from all teams that have taken the field today. But Keller, they have possession. There's number 21, Landon Drilling. And he's going to get it over. It's Ty Holdridge, one of the Holdridge brothers. Gets it over to his brother.
Wow!
That's the freshman midi, Rex Holdridge, with big brother Ty Holdridge on the assist.
Wow.
Tie game.
What a moment for the Holdridge brothers. Let's check this out. So he gets the shorty, sets the pick denial, slips through. They don't recognize in time. He passes it to little bro. And what does he do? He bull dodges into a corner snipe. I mean, what a rip.
Certified battery acid from the young Rex Holdridge. And we are tied here in this semifinal.
That was just an impressive play. They've probably been chefing that one up in the backyard for years.
And Dad has probably seen them do it.
Yeah, and that's got to be a really cool moment for... Oh, here we go! And the pipe is stung again!
Rex Holdridge almost had another goal, the young freshman. Bouncing that one off of the pipe.
Oh!
That one's going through. Landon Drilling, the senior attackman, putting that one by the head of Stephen Head.
What up, everyone? Just like that, Keller's back on top. I like this move here. Doesn't even have to do anything. Jump shot down the alley. Dips his shoulder a little bit. Goalie thinks he's going low. He's got other plans. And just like that, Highland Park taking a timeout.
And we do have a timeout called by Highland Park, as you pointed out, Rick. Keller leading 3-2.
Yeah, things can change very quickly, as we've come to realize.
A game of many, many momentum swings and runs. And from the family that brought you Win Transportation, they are back at the transportation with round 2 transportation. We were good in round 1, and we will be even better in round 2. Please visit www.rtp.biz for any ground transportation needs that you have. And you see that advertisement from R2 Round 2 Transportation right above our scoreboard, where Keller leads Highland Park 3-2, 10:26 to go before halftime. Now, on display in this game, we've already seen great goalie play. We have seen great offensive execution and great defensive execution. Now, both of these teams have some youngsters that are really coming to the stage, Rick. They have shown that they are ready for the big stage. by any means.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, we're watching two teams back-to-back in Jesuit and Highland Park that do have a Class AA team at the very varsity level. But, who's to say that these Scots and the Jesuit B team aren't varsity themselves? I mean, look at them. They're competing against juniors and seniors that are going to play college ball, and they're just as good. So, it's a testament to really just how good Highland Park's coaching and program has been over the course of the last 30 some odd years. And Jesuit, same thing. These kids, they pick up a stick when they're in first and second grade, and then they don't put it down.
And here comes Keller. Keller is coming. The Indians. They say don't forget about us over here in North Tarrant County. Right on the border of that Tarrant County, Denton County line.
Yeah, and just because those programs that I mentioned have, tons of success over the years, that doesn't mean a program like Keller isn't very, very, very much so on the rise. I mean, if you take a look at this bench here when you get a second for Keller, there's literally 50 guys out there. And that's not an exaggeration. This roster rolls incredibly deep. They're very well coached by Coach Janiak and Coach Justin Anderson. They want to be in the conversation. They want to move up to Class A. And I believe they have the talent to do so. I can't wait to see what continues to happen for this program. But they're much more concerned about knocking off a stingy Highland Park team and winning states this year as they're back on the move. That's phenomenal defense by number 19. That's Williams.
Christopher Williams, number 19, coming up big defensively for the Indians. As we get below the 9-minute mark here in the second quarter, Keller leading Highland Park 3-2. And the Indians, they want to get more. But possession going back to the Scots.
They can't get the ball over in time.
Now, Rhett, there may be some people watching at home and they don't understand. How much time does a team have before they can get across midfield without being penalized?
Got 30 seconds. 20 seconds here at THSLL high school ball, actually. It's 30 elsewhere. But 20 seconds to clear that ball from the moment the possession is gained by the opposing defense. So let's say they take a shot. Right when the ball hits that goalie stick, the timer is on, and there's 20 seconds for you to get the ball past the midline. Doesn't matter how you do it. Back in my day when I was playing THSLL in 2017, we had to get the ball into the box. There is no box anymore. So you had to literally get it to about the 30 and tap your foot in with possession of the ball in order for it to count. Nowadays, we just got to possess it over the midfield line.
And Colton Schmites, number 33, coming up big defensively, delivering a shot for Keller. But a great save by the Keller Goldie. Mason Kemp, number 64.
Mason Kemp, 64, holding it down. And all the goalies I've seen today have been rocking sweatpants. It's a big look for the goalies. A lot of goalies believe that wearing baggy sweatpants helps them make more saves because of the room in between the legs and things like that. And I've definitely seen it happen before.
Makes sense.
A goal that could have potentially gone 5-hole is stopped by excessive sweatpant.
And there's number 8, Pax Fields, getting in on the physicalities once again. Pax Fields, as we see, the enforcer of that Keller team and defense. But Highland Park with an opportunity. Wow! Get that one in the 5-hole. That's Merritt Miller for goal number 2, the freshman.
Merritt Miller, impressive with his left hand. The lefty with his second goal of the day. He's putting on a show for us. And I could just tell by his body language, right when this ball got pushed to X, he was ready to shoot. Check it out. Catches it, switches his stance, goes 5-hole. Not enough sweatpant there to stop that goal, but a beautiful take by Miller.
And excuse me, Miller Merritt, not Merritt Miller. My apologies to the Merritt family. Miller Merritt with his second goal of the day, the young freshman tying it up as we have a 3-3 game. And Highland Park had it momentarily. They do get it right there. And then Keller getting it away from him. There's number 96, Austin Wycombe, in the game for Keller. Mason Doyle, number 24, with possession. The big man. He's going to get it over to 37. There he is, the youngster, Rex Holdridge. But back to 21, Landon Drilling. Some great underclassmen on display in this matchup. There's a shot and denied. Stephen Head, a sophomore himself, coming up big between the pipes right there. We're approaching 6 minutes as we are about halfway through the second period here. Game tied. And Highland Park, they're going to take their time with possession right there with Benton Gordon. Gordon is going to get on the move. Gordon gets towards the net.
Wow, just off the pipe. I like that shot from Benton, though. Keller is on the move. Right down Main Street.
Cooper Glaze, great name. Number 14 for Keller.
Doyle's going to slow it down. He's got 34 goals, 11 assists on the season, and a goal today, right?
Yes, he does. He opened up the scoring for Keller.
He sure did. So 35, make it 35.
Mason
Depending
Doyle.
on how recent this roster was made.
There's an opportunity, another feed, another shot, and another goal for the freshman midi, Rex Holdridge.
Second of the day, his 20th on the
Number
season.
37, Rex
I mean, that's a big
Holdridge
season for a
with the net
freshman.
for
There's a
Keller.
reason he's out there playing. He's very skilled. He's aggressive on his dodge. Right here, he's patient with his cut. Highland Park's caught a little bit ball watching. I don't think that the slide is necessary there back to GLE. And he makes them pay. Holdridge, number 37. Great play. Sean Alexander, who's the other guy you always mention?
I was thinking Doak Walker.
Doak Walker.
Yeah, a little bit before all our time.
He
but
went
Doak
to
Walker
SMU?
and Highland Park.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, number 37. And Ricky Williams award number 37 for one game.
And then went to 34?
Well, he went from 34 to 37 for the Red River Shootout one
Oh,
year.
okay.
And he honored Doak.
What did he wear in Miami?
He wore 34.
Okay, that's
wore
what I
34
thought.
in Miami.
And he won the Heisman at Texas, right?
Yes, he did.
Legend.
Absolutely.
That's going to be high. I'm surprised. Yep, there it is. That's the call. That's definitely a little bit high. Hot pursuit from number 8. That's Fields.
Pax Fields has to go have a seat once
Push with
again.
possession called on Keller, number 8.
And he has to sit down for 30 seconds. The Highland Park power play. Let's see if they can tie it up. Keller with a 4-3 lead as we are now less than 5 minutes to go before half. Thank you for tuning in to Game One Sports Network. My name is Matthew Bryce. I have your play-by-play, Rick Kennan. Bring you the elite color commentary. With the Scots trying to tie this up as the power play is coming to an end. Keller, they killed it. Fields out of the box. And great goal played once again, number 64, Mason Kemp. Kemp, an outstanding save for Keller. Here come the Indians with the icy white uniforms. Navy numbers trimmed in gold.
I do like Keller's uniforms. Highland Park's rocking their classic look. They've been going sleeveless for a number of years now, both the varsity team and the gold team. Classy Highland Park logos. I like these Keller helmets too, the white lids
Yes, sir.
with the white face masks, and they've got the Native American Indian arrow coming right down the top of the helmet, which I really like on the decals.
Great uniform matchup. Great shot by Doyle and a great save by Stephen Head.
Yeah, Head, and check out that pass.
Beautiful pass.
Perfect. But the trail is for real.
Great check. That's number 28, Jacob Carlson. Number 28 for Keller.
Good.
Getting in on the action.
Good by Miller to clean it up and slow the offense down. See who we get in here out of the box for this LSM.
Got a couple of subs coming in. Keller and Highland Park. It's number 25, Henry Leinert for Highland Park, the freshman midi. And number 14 for Keller, that's Cooper Glaze. And Highland Park wanting to tie this up. And there's Leinert. He's going to get it over to Corbin Gray. Gray going to dance.
Good defense.
That's Ty Holdridge, the senior midi, playing some good defense for Keller.
One of the Holdridge brothers?
Yes, sir.
Some studs.
And that one, Keller shutting them down.
Ty Holdridge going to go make an impact for OU's club team in the LSA, I am sure.
And here come the Indians on the move. And there's Ty Holdridge.
And is it just me, or do these guys have some interesting numbers across the board? They're starters. And, you know, it makes sense. They've got, 50, 60 guys on the team that play both JV and varsity.
Timeout.
But 68 for an O midi for T. Holdridge, and 37. Not some run-of-the-mill numbers, but they're rocking them well.
You got Kai Fields coming in, senior defenseman, wearing 71.
71's an interesting one. Number 64 for Kemp, the goalies. Definitely an interesting one.
Absolutely.
But, to each their own, and more power to them. They're balling out in those numbers.
Well, you know what? I think of hockey. And we're going to take a quick break on that note. As we return the game on Sports Network, Keller leading 4-3, 2:05 to go before halftime. Back here at Gloria H. Snyder Stadium. Keller leading 4-3, 2:05 to go before halftime, and we were talking about those numbers, Rhett. And it reminds me of hockey, because you're watching hockey, you'll see all kind of numbers as well. Whether they're playing offense or defense, you see guys wearing numbers in the 70s, the 60s, and even the 90s and the 80s.
Yeah, and when I think about hockey compared to lacrosse, I think they're very complementary sports. I think one of the reasons why a lot of the East Coast players are so talented, and especially a lot of the players in Canada, is because they play hockey in the winter and lacrosse in the spring. It teaches aggression, it teaches hand-eye, very complementary sports.
And there's a shot on goal, but nothing doing. Stephen Head coming up big again with a huge save.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Stephen for sure.
But here comes the Indians. Back on the move, Jacob Carlson. Getting it over to his guy. He got a goal. That's number 11, Luca Andrews.
And I just absolutely love that play from Doyle. A very similar fast break happened earlier in the game, and Doyle took a shot with some time and room that hit the pipe when he had his man wide open on GLE. I could tell number 11 was upset the first time. This time, Doyle makes the correct one more look. Very unselfish from the senior, who's their leading goal scorer. That's a beautiful pass by number 24. And that's number 11 cashing in on the play. That's Andrews. He's got 25 and 12 on the season. Kid's a baller. But that's exactly how you run the break to perfection. That's a great L fast break. And Keller is up 2 goals.
And Beck Cheatham, the freshman, Bogo for Keller. With some great action as Keller wins that face-off. The Indians leading 5-3. We got a timeout. Keller calls a timeout. We got 1 minute and 3 left before halftime. And the Indians call a timeout because they want to set themselves up for a great possession. They got time on their side. They got 73 seconds on the shot clock, which is going to outlast the game clock.
And shout out to the Keller squad for rolling so deep out here to Parish Episcopal School. You know, just west of here is Keller, and they're wearing all white. They brought their towels, their custom towels out here, and they're all swinging them around every time they score. It's got the Seminole kind of, it's an arrow for sure, right?
It does.
It looks like an arrow.
That does look like the Florida State logo.
It does a little bit. It does.
It's just blue and gold as opposed to cardinal and gold.
But they are electric. They want to win. They're excited for their boys. But this game is far from over. Highland Park definitely has the bandwidth to roll with these guys, if not win this game outright. So we've got a lot of lacrosse left. Just a minute left in this first half. And it's been a beautiful game so far. Probably our most competitive game of the day. Do you agree?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We've seen a couple of great games here today where Hyde Park, they came in, they played some great lacrosse in their first game, but they were not able to pull it out.
Everett for George Ranch.
George Ranch, the goalie on their team. Berkeley Everett, a sophomore.
It's a baller. A lot of really good goalies today.
Hebron battling Plano East. We saw Jesuit B do battle with Kingswood. Now we got a great evening cap. The final game of the day. Keller and Highland Park. Keller with momentum. A 5-3, a 2-goal lead. And they're going to start with possession. Landon Drilling, who has a goal today. As they put it back in play. And the Indians, they want to turn their 2-goal lead to a 3-goal lead before halftime. And they can, unless they get a guy wide open, they can take this down to the final second on the game clock and go into halftime with either a 5-3 lead or a 6-3 lead. 30 seconds to go.
They're going to ensure that they get the last shot of this half.
And that's Andrews.
He surveys.
In the center pocket, got Thomas Brainerd. There's Holdridge. They rough him up a little bit. He dances right towards the net, just wide.
Very close. I thought he was going to get put in the turf there, but he holds his own. Number 37 in white is battle-tested for a freshman.
Rex Holdridge with some great balance and vision. And that is going to do it for one half of play in this Class B semifinal. Keller 5, Highland Park 3. We're going to take a few minutes for a break here at Game on Sports Network. I am Matthew Bryce, State of Red Cannon. We will be back in just a few.
over a century, we've been financing the American dream for those who dare to chase it. The job creators, the economic stimulators, the relentless entrepreneurs that refuse to be denied. For this we know, fortune favors the bold. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912. It's not the critic who counts. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, who strives valiantly so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Since the beginning of time, fortune has favored the bold, and for over a century, we've been honored to bank them. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
Here come the Scots trying to get something doing, but no sir. Shut down on the front door. It's Mason Kemp continuing to come up big between the pipes for Keller.
Yeah, Kemp has quietly had a really good day. As it is turned over, Scots will get possession on that long pass. A lot of times on those long passes, you kind of want to do a one bouncer to your teammate before it hits them, because it allows them to kind of assess the ball before it gets into their stick. And a lot of times on those long passes, people will lose sight of it in the lights. But good thing it's not under the lights right now. Afternoon game.
Beautiful day. We have a little bit of cloud coverage, but nonetheless a very beautiful day. The sun is behind us. We're right around 70 degrees right now in the third quarter. And a nice shot, a bounce shot, hitting that one home for a goal. Corbin Gray, the freshman for the Scots.
Number 5, Corbin Gray with the make for Highland.
Beautiful goal by Corbin Gray. I got to see him play at Highlander versus Parrish, and he balled out. He's very talented. I like this move. Just a subtle hesitation, is able to turn his hips and get his hands free for a bounce shot. Very textbook, very fundamental. It's a great shot.
And Corbin Gray getting the Scots back to within 2. 9:58 to go in the third period. Keller leading 6-4, and here come the Scots right off the face-off. Spencer Woolery winning that face-off for the Scots. But Keller retaining possession. And the Indians, they want to steal some of that momentum back. But there's Landon Drilling. Going to get it upfield. Get it over to his guy, that's Hudson Briggs. The Indians, they want to set up the offense. Mason Doyle, you get a good look at him with 2 goals already. And then in the young Rex Holdridge with 2 goals himself. Rex on the move, spin it. And just wide of the net. And we do have a new goalie, that's Mac Brooker, the freshman in the game for Highland Park. Number 16.
Brooker getting the nod. 16.
Rex. There's Highland Park coming through defensively.
Doyle had it for a second before he got checked. Stays with Keller.
Ford Blevins, number 24, with some good defense for Highland Park. Blevins, the sophomore long stick midi. Keller back at it. No sir. Look at Mac Brooker coming in off the bench with a good net.
Brooker was ready for his name to be called. Takes the first shot cleanly. Great save by number 16 as he subs into this game. Hoping to get the Scots back into it. Not to say that they're not into it. Very tight game here. Anything can happen.
They need something right now. That's number 6, Woods Harbison, the junior attack. Scott's going to take their time. They want to make sure they get themselves a good shot. 7:40 and ticking here in the third period. Scott's down by 2 and with an opportunity.
Very disciplined Scots team. They're not going to force anything. They're coached well and want to make the right pass, and this looks like a good opportunity.
Just wide of the net. There was number 15, Anthony Dewars, the freshman midi, getting in on the action. Some good depth on both teams, but Keller with even more depth. And the Indians shut it down. Great defense displayed by Jacob Carlson, number 28. Mason Kemp, the goalie, number 64. Here come the Indians. Keller, they're going to take their time as well. They have 60 seconds, right around 60 seconds on the shot clock. Indians want to set themselves up with a good shot as well, much like Highland Park on their last possession. There's the big man, Mason Doyle, number 24. But Luke Reuter, right there, up for the challenge in his hip pocket. There's 68, Ty Holdridge. Beats the Sooner. And just missing, hitting the pole. That was Luke Andrews off the pipe.
A nice backhand attempt.
Would have been a beautiful goal if Andrews is able to get that one home. And here come the Indians. Ty Holdridge on the move. Getting it over. The bridge.
A push, no? I thought it was a push with possession.
And that's going to go over possession Keller. Hudson Briggs with an opportunity. He doesn't miss much. But there's Keller. They have a fresh 80 seconds. Nico Sansone in the game for Keller, wearing number 12. And there's a shot. Save. Brooker. Brooker with another big save. Gets that one upfield. That's Harbison. Woods Harbison on the move. Harbison, a shot. And that's to the left of the net.
And Highland Park thinks it's a goal.
To the right of the net.
It's a mom goal.
And here comes Keller. Rex on the move. The youngster.
Rex.
Nice move.
Great save.
Brooker coming up big again.
Brooker's playing really well. But one thing I've noticed about this Kettler team is they ride relentlessly. When they lose the ball, they want it back bad. And they've been putting pressure on these deep holes every time they're trying to clear.
Lots of energy from Keller. And you get a good look at number 21, Landon Drilling. Drilling with the goal here today. Senior attack for Keller. There's Graham Kyler, freshman. Mason Doyle over to Andrews. Andrews. Dancing. Shot. Save. Brooker. Mac Brooker. How about that? The youngster coming in. Staying ready so he didn't have to get ready.
Yeah, very impressive. Fresh off the bench. Didn't get the nod to start. Has come in here and is hooping.
But then on the other side, you got Mason Kemp, number 64, who has been fantastic for Keller.
Fast break.
Cooper Glaze, the long stick. Getting it up the field. Andrews going to slow it down.
Very smart by Andrews. He almost passed it to the crease, but decided not to because he knew that Sansone had somebody on him.
And Luke Andrews. About 50 seconds to go on the shot clock for Keller. The Indians going to take their time. No need to rush. Ty Holdridge, number 68, with control. And Holdridge trying to get it over to Sansone. Nico Sansone. I think it's Sansone. If there's a parent here listening, come up and correct me on that.
Wow.
Luke Andrews, goal number 2 for Keller.
I thought he was going to switch it back left. I think they're discussing as whether or not he was in the crease. We'll know here by the hand movements in just 1 second. No goal. I loved the dodge. But he steps in the crease. We'll be able to see here in 1 second.
Here it is.
Let's check it out. He gets the roll, comes back, and is he in the crease? He maybe had a toe on the I don't know. He's right. I don't know. Regardless, no goal.
Unless he had a toe in, I didn't see him in.
I don't know if he was in either. good break for Highland Park as we get a quick timeout.
Keller leading 6-4 here. Game on Sports Network.
Timeout, Highland Park.
Highland Park calling timeout. Who's calling that last replay? Keller getting ready to go up 7-4 on a Luke Andrews goal. Ref said he was in the crease. And the only replay angle we have is from up here by the press box. We got as close as we could to it. Here it is again. Andrews, the nice move. Getting towards the net. And when he lets it go, no, he's not in the crease. There's his foot right there. He's not in the crease, Rhett. There's the line back there. No, that should be a goal.
Yeah, you're right. Ooh. And as somebody who spends a lot of time close to the crease myself, I think he got robbed a little bit. You know, if there was a goal mouth, it would be another story within the college game that we call this goal mouth. Mm-hmm. It looks like that within the crease. And if you land in it and aren't pushed, it is not a goal.
Right.
And the reason there is a goal mouth is because you want to protect the goalie. A couple years ago, maybe 2018, they banned the crease dive, so you could no longer dive into the crease, but when they reinstated a goal mouth, they brought the crease dive back. So they're discussing, and I know that Coach Anderson, Coach Janiak are not going to be happy with that when they get to see this replay.
No.
I also know that number 11, Andrews, isn't going to be happy either because they took his highlight reel goal away.
Right. That was a beautiful
But you know what they say, ball don't lie, and there's a lot of game left. You know, we've got an entire quarter plus 2 minutes, 30 seconds. So, you know, Highland Park's far from out of this game. They've got all the talent in the world to potentially come back and get this thing going as they start off on offense right here.
And here we go. We kept with Highland Park with possession. Trying to work themselves into a shot. Benton Gordon getting it back over to Grady Geary. Keller playing some good defense. That was a shot and a goal. Grady Geary, the sophomore attack. He dialed up the heat on that one, and he stuck it. I mean, he sniped it by Mason Kemp.
That was a very, very nice shot. Let's check it out. Splits to his left hand. Subtle hesitation. Gets his hands free off of a check. Puts it stick side high, top left corner. Gets it past Kemp. No celebration because he's all business. Highland Park puts it within one. They're not going anywhere.
Keller leading 6-5, 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the third period. And Grady Gearing with his first goal of the day for the Scots.
And it's a nice one. It's a great shot.
Austin Wycombe.
There's
Number
Austin.
96.
Was committed to Limestone University D2. A historic program. Like I said earlier, unfortunately, the school had to close down this year. Pretty abruptly. So if you're a college coach watching, this kid's good, and he needs a spot to play next season.
Very much so.
We got Doyle.
Mason Doyle on the move. Mason Doyle denied Mac Brooker. Mac Brooker, the freshman goalie.
Little extracurriculars from Brooker, trying to make sure he maintains possession. I like the dive. Shows us some gritty hustle. Doyle probably wants that one back. As he had him, what do you say, dead to rights?
Dead to rights, and Mac Brooker said no, sir.
Yeah, Mac Brooker has stepped into this game off the bench and has played very well.
Brooker has been outstanding in relief as he has come in for Stephen Head. And the Scots within one. It is 6-5. Highland is 6-5 Keller. Brooker going to get that one up the net.
Keller rocking a 10-man ride. Beautiful one-handed catch. And on the 10-man ride, they pull their goalie to lock off another guy. Brooker recognized it, but unable to cash in on the empty net.
Rex Holder is dancing around. There's Luke Andrews. He said, let me have my money. I need it.
And one mixtape. Luke Andrews soaks a big hit on the crease, but gets the goal back. And there's no debate about that one. That's a goal all day long for number 11. Beautiful ball movement here.
The young Rex Holdridge.
Very unselfish play by Keller. And just soaks a big hit. Puts it in the back of the net.
Luke Andrews getting Keller back up by 2 goals. The Indians leading the Scots 7-5. And I get the feeling that Luke Andrews may not be done.
On number 9 of Highland Park.
Denton Gordon, he's got to go take a seat in the penalty box for 1 minute.
The sin bin.
Keller up a man after getting a goal. And here come the Indians looking for more. On the move, cannot control. But Owen Bright, number 3, battling, gets it back. Bright with the ground ball. Getting it back to Ty Holdridge.
I've enjoyed watching the Holdridge brothers.
They have been fantastic today, as has Luke Andrews with possession currently. Looking to dance his way into the net.
Is drilling to Andrews.
There's Andrews high and wide. Landon drilling has also been good for Keller today. Number 21. 11.5 seconds left in the period. Keller with possession. Looking to get a shot off. Highland Park with some great defense. And Landon drilling with some great defense as well. Bringing us to the end of the third quarter. Keller leading Highland Park 7-5.
Highland Park 7-5.
We're going to take a quick break here at Game On Sports Network. And we will return here in just a moment.
For over a century, we've been financing the American dream for those who dare to chase it. The job creators, the economic stimulators, the relentless entrepreneurs that refuse to be denied. For this we know, fortune favors the bold. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912. It's not the credit who counts. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, who strives valiantly so that his place shall never be what those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Since the beginning of time, fortune has favored the bold, and for over a century, we've been honored to bank them. Vista Bank, entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
Welcome back to Gloria H. Snyder Stadium on the campus of Paris Episcopal School. Fourth quarter coming of the second Class B matchup of the semifinals. Keller 7, Highland Park Gold 5. I am Matthew Bryce. That is Rhett Cannon. Rhett, if you're Highland Park, what do you have to do to win this?
Man, every possession counts if you're Highland Park. This is a talented Highland Park team with a lot of really good players and a great coaching staff. They just need to cash in on their opportunities. Their last goal was absolutely beautiful. That came from number 38. I believe that's Grady Gearing, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I like his matchup. If we can get the ball back to Grady, I think that's a good play as he subs in. Clearly, they're thinking the same thing. They like 38 in Navy. I do too. But it all starts with this clear right here. Got to get the ball over.
And Keller just killed a penalty. Excuse me, Highland Park just killed a penalty at the beginning of the fourth period. Keller leading 7-5. Keller controlling. Rule number 1, Highland Park, you gotta control the ball and take care of it. Keller with an opportunity. Andrews just wide of the net. But Keller back in the ball. That's a goal! Number 12, Nico Sandswan. And if I'm pronouncing that last name wrong, I do apologize
Nico
to Nico's
with the
family.
goal for Keller.
But Nico with his first goal of the day, giving Keller an 8-5 lead.
Yeah, shot goes wide as he
Hudson
rolls
Briggs.
back. It's a beautiful feed by number 4, Briggs. Great feed to a cutting stands one. They cash in. 8-5. Keller, 11:30 left in this game. One of these two teams will have a date to state against Jesuit. Turf monster, but he's back up.
That's number 23, Spencer Woolery, winning that face-off for Highland Park. Keller up now, 8-5. And time can be very, very precious, but number one, you got to take care of the ball, Highland Park. That is rule number one. If you can do that, you still have a shot at this.
Yeah, if you can't catch the ball, you can't shoot it, that's for sure.
But the Scots not going away. They have an opportunity. Working themselves into a shot. Keller with some great defense. And the Scots, Corbin Gray.
I mean, that is just a textbook V-hold push. Very clean. The give and go is not there. It's going to roll out of bounds unless they can save it, and they do. Beautiful one-handed pickup by the big brother Holdridge.
Yes, sir. Ty Holdridge, senior midi, with a high IQ play and high alertness.
Yeah, right as that ball is about to be a turnover, he scoops it up one hand with blitzing speed coming out of the box. We got both Holdridge brothers in right now.
You see why the Sooners love Ty. And Ty is going to get it back. Over to this guy drilling off the pipe.
Good shot by Landon. Possession shot. They're going to reset that clock.
And Keller with a fresh 80. Looking for the give and go to Sands one. Cannot control. Highland Park with an opportunity.
There's an
And
athlete.
Keller.
Oh, wow. Who else but the freshman Holdridge
Holdridge.
with a beautiful trail check, and then his brother goes swimming.
And here comes Keller back on the move. Rex cooking.
I'm very impressed by 37 and 68 in white. The Holdridge brothers are playing exceptionally well. The senior and freshman brothers.
John McHugh in defensively for Highland Park with the long stick.
And what a cool experience if you are either one of those Holdridge brothers. Your older brother's a senior, you get to play with him, and you get serious minutes. You know, you're a senior and your freshman brother's out there, and you guys are trying to make it to state. What a year for those two. Cool experience for sure.
Absolutely. Graham Kaler, number one. Getting it to Rex. And there's Rex Holdridge, freshman midi. He's going to dance a little bit. The number 12, John McHugh, the long stick midi freshman for HP.
It's great defense.
Very
by
good
McHugh.
defense. Briggs, Hudson Briggs with possession. Trying to get it back to Luke Andrews. Andrews was looking for the hat trick. Just missed wide.
Goes BTB. He's at GLE, knows he has barely any angle, so he lets one fly. It goes wide, but a good take.
Shot clock winding down. Keller, can you get a shot? Denied.
Great save.
Max Brooker.
Here comes a collision.
And Highland Park on the move. There's Hayes Hammock, who has the goal today for the Scots.
Hayes Hammock, very athletic. Great ground ball. It's okay. It's okay. There's still help back there as it's picked up by Corbin. That's Corbin, correct?
Yes, sir. Corbin Gray was subbing in.
And just right timing for Corbin.
And a heads-up play by Corbin Gray.
And if they can get one on this possession, it would be massive for the comeback. They got to cash in, and that doesn't help, but they've still got a lot of time on this clock.
Some good defense displayed by Keller. That's number 71, Kai Fields.
Kai Fields playing great. Number 33, Schmitz is playing great. Carlson, Venables, number of really good athletes out here for this Keller squad. coached by Justin Anderson and D coordinator Evan Janiak. Evan plays on my men's league team, and we call him the chosen one. We think he's probably the best player in the whole men's league.
That's awesome.
24-year-old, played at Mount St. Mary's in Lindenwood, Division I lacrosse. He's also a videographer. Check him out on Instagram. He films lacrosse for South Lake Carroll next for. If we got time and room, great save and a pipe to match.
Mason Kemp kicking that one aside. Kemp, he's been great for Keller between the pipes, number 64. 6 minutes and 52 seconds and ticking in this fourth quarter as Keller leads 8-5. The Indians with possession, and they get it across midfield. And there's number 23, Lucas Hamilton. As Keller has gone into that bench deep. Mason Doyle back out there at number 24. There's Luke Andrews. He's gone the distance so far today for Keller. And Andrews going to feed it. Doyle shot. Kicked wide. Mac Brooker. Mac Brooker, the young freshman goalie for Highland Park. The future is bright.
And a lot of these Highland Park boys, freshmen and sophomores that are getting significant playing time today, plan on making a huge impact for Coach Pressler in these coming years. And that's another reason why Highland Park is so good, is because their gold team here gets competition such as Keller early on in their high school careers. So they're battle tested by the time they're juniors and seniors and start to go play some bigger name schools at the Class AA level and Class A level. So a lot of these kids are really good players. They're just freshmen and sophomores.
Sophomore Carter Van Ness shooting that one wide for Keller, but Keller still with possession. 15 seconds to go on the shot clock. 5:55 to go on the game clock. And Rich, you're correct about the level of competition that Highland Park's Gold B team, they do play. And, they have a younger underclassman on the varsity, on that blue team, Harrison Brown.
Yep, Hash Brown. He's a baller.
And a lot of these youngsters are going to be up playing with him in the next couple of years.
Absolutely. But, it just goes to show, with a team like Keller. Keller's obviously, they've won a state championship in Class B before. I've seen them do it. They get tons of really good players. But, I think it's just good for the sport that areas outside of the direct Dallas Metroplex have become really good, expanding into DFW.
Benton Gordon running through a check. 2 checks. Gordon on the move.
10-man ride was aggressive. Empty net again, but they can't get it there. They'll maintain possession, though.
Gordon with the right idea, but wide of the net. Now Highland Park, they retain possession. 60 seconds to go on the shot clock. Game clock. We're about to approach this 5-minute mark where time is becoming of the essence. Highland Park. Keller. Wrights. And a spot in the Class B championship to face Jesuit. Tomorrow is on the line. Keller with some stellar defense.
Great defense. Very aggressive. They are pressing out. They are not afraid of contact. They're not afraid of getting beat either because they know that two has got his head on a swivel. That's an exceptional V-hold right there. Almost a crowbar.
Number 19, Christopher Williams, also a sophomore for Keller. The
he's
future
impressive.
is bright for the Indians as well.
And I really do believe that when you say that, Matthew. Just look at that bench. I've said it a couple times. They've rolled so deep here to Parrish today for this semifinal game. And I know Coach Justin Anderson has really high hopes for this squad.
And number 33, Colton Schmeitz, another sophomore, getting in on the action. Schmeitz has been wonderful on the defensive side. Him, Kai Fields. They've been truly outstanding. And the Indians. The Scots now with possession, retaining possession. They got a first 80, but They're approaching that 4-minute mark. Thomas Kaufman cannot control, but he gets it back. Highland Park trying to get something going, but Keller not letting them get anywhere near the net so far. And Gray trying to make a move, but Wycombe right there. As we spoke about that earlier, Red, you got to take care of the ball. Possession Keller.
Yeah, it's tough. He's had a great game all day. And he's been playing a ton of minutes. I think he's just a little bit tired, didn't see the ball fully into his stick. And now Keller is probably going to kill some clock here as they look on 3 minutes away from a shot at State.
And approaching that 3-minute mark, 3 minutes and 10 seconds and ticking. And about 52 seconds to go on the shot clock. Keller want to work some clock.
Holdridge looks over to Coach Anderson on the bench. I think he said, Coach, what do you want? I think he said, push it through X. Let's get it to Andrews. Let's slow this down a little bit. Take some time off the clock, and then we'll shoot if we need to and if it's open. But time is their friend here as they've got 30 seconds left in the shot clock, 2 minutes and 40 seconds on the game clock.
And Luke Andrews with Thomas Brainer in his hip pocket.
He steps out of bounds. Those lines are tricky. Those lines are really tricky, actually. Blending in with that red portion of the football bench. Very, very hard to see.
Yeah, I would have lost track of where I was.
Yeah, the only thing that's really a marker is that pylon right there.
Right.
Next to our camera.
And Hayes Hammett, he got it up to his guy. There's Andrew Gerstenhaber of Highland Park. Miller Merritt also in the game. Merritt with 2 goals today for Highland Park. As we are now less than 2 minutes to go in the game, Scott's trying to get something going, and they are shut down defensively. There's another great defensive play by Keller. That time, Kyle Owens.
Look at Landon move.
Landon drilling on the move.
And he assessed that situation. I think he wanted to get a point there, either a shot or an assist, and decides to slow it down. But they've got a really good opportunity right here. I think Justin called a timeout. Yeah,
yes,
smart timeout by Coach Anderson. He saw his boys getting a little hungry.
1:30 to go in the game, and Coach Anderson said, let me call a timeout and settle things down.
Timeout, Keller.
Keller leading 8-5. 58 seconds to go on the shot clock. 1:30 to go on the game clock. The Indians in a situation to where they can control some more clock. Get it down to less than a minute. They do that, and by that time, you got 28 seconds left on the shot clock still. They can hold on to it, work it down to a shot down at the last second on that shot clock. Just take care of the ball. That is number one. Now, Red, I got to ask you.
Yes, sir.
Highland Park, 1:30 to go. What do you do?
I mean, they're going to have to immediately do a black call, which universally means lock everybody off, put your best defender on the ball carrier. I'm interested to see who the ball carrier will be for Keller, but you have to cause a turnover immediately, push transition and score a goal, and then hope you can keep winning faceoffs. It's looking grim for HP. It's not impossible, but it is unlikely, especially considering that Keller is starting the ball out of this timeout. So I'm going to guess they're going to give it to either Drilling, number 21. Yeah, that's my guess. And yep, they're going to give it to Drilling, number 21. I like that call. He's a senior. He's very fast. Oh, they're going to double him out the gates. That's what they're going to do. And pull the goalie, have him lock off number 4. But Drilling's going to try and beat this double team. I've seen it get split before. And he's an athlete, so he's not worried about it. Just watch him move.
Drilling There he is. There's Andrews. As they shift that double.
That's a great takeaway. He seems a little hurt. That should go to Highland Park. I think there was a little bit of playing without the stick. Let's see. Andrews is going to sub himself out.
They're saying Keller ball.
Keller ball.
35 seconds left on the shot clock.
And it's the same thing. Now Holdridge is going to get it. It's the exact same thought process. See if he can split this double or get away from it as they lock everybody else off.
1:08 to go on the game clock. Ty Holdridge.
It's a fun position to be in, that's for sure. If you got two 6'1" poles ready to take your head off.
That is number 11, Thomas Brainer of Highland Park. Number 29, Luke Reuter.
And he just shoots on the empty net. It's about a foot wide, but it's backed up by Keller, so they'll get another shot at possession. 30 seconds on the shot clock.
Less than a minute to go. 57 and ticking on the game clock. Stands one with possession. Rex Holdridge.
Beautiful check, but Holdridge is up for it.
This is the Ty Holdridge with brother. Ty on the move. Ty, the side to goal! Ty Holdridge nailing the coffin shut and sending Keller to the Class B championship game tomorrow at Highlander Stadium, where they will take on the Jesuit Rangers. Rich.
I mean, yeah, you've got a couple of options here. You can let the clock run out, or you can put it in the back of the net. You know, either way, it's really up to the player's discretion. Can't go wrong with putting the ball in the net. Can't go wrong with running the clock out. You know, some say it might be a sportsmanship problem, but, you know, at the end of the day, these are the kids who are in the arena, and who am I to speak for them? That's a beautiful goal by number 68.
Well, and to be fair, you know, Highland Park can pull the goalie. And Owen Bright winning the faceoff.
Now here is where you just let it ride out.
Mm-hmm. Keller, the Indians, victorious today as time ticks off.
It was a great game. Congratulations to the Keller Indians. You're going to state.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The Keller Indians victorious over Highland Park, 9-5. And Keller will take on Jesuit B in the Class B championship game tomorrow. That game is scheduled for high noon, and it'll be right here on Game On Sports Network.
All right, good show, sir.
Thank you so much for tuning in. You can check out these highlights on Game On Sports Network's Instagram page. Matthew, it has been a pleasure today. Our fourth game of the day, our final game of the day.
And
what a day.
It has been fun. It has been a long one, but it has been a fun one.
It sure has.
We have had a ball. We want to say thank you for everyone who has tuned in. Thank you to the fans, first of all, that showed up, the parents of Highland Park, the parents of Keller. Thank you for coming out and supporting these young men. That is important. It needs to be noted. It needs to be said. The kids, they see everything, and when they see you come out and support them, the morale goes up a little bit more. So thank you for that. On behalf of Game On Sports Network, my name is Matthew Bryce. That is Rick Kent. Congratulations, Keller. We say God bless, and we say Game On.